To see if there was an affordable housing bonus that ultimately transitioned to the inclusionary housing bonus, and there was an affordable commercial space bonus. And we're here to kind of follow up on that latter one right now. You all considered our code changes in the code reconciliation project back in, and concluded those deliberations on those in January, and forwarded recommendations to City Council, which maintained an affordable commercial bonus that was really linked to administrative rules that Prosper Portland is developing. And in your transmittal letter to City Council, you indicated that Prosper would be coming back in March, which we're back today, to update you on progress on those rules. So we want to do that today. We are hoping that after you hear today's report, we'll be able to get some feedback from the commission and an endorsement to go ahead and move forward with the City Council. They've had their initial hearing on this project, and we told them that we would expect to hear potentially a follow-up recommendation from the commission on this topic. So with that, unless you have any questions of me, I think I'm going to turn it over to my colleagues at Prosper.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Before we turn it over to you, I meant to go back and do it, and I apologize. Can you tell us, what are the, when the code that we adopted, what are the parameters? How specific did we get in terms of what our expectations are for this program, how it applies, how much FAR can we get? Just kind of remind me.
We're going to cover that briefly in the presentation too, but
All
let
right.
me just summarize really quickly.
Well, okay, whatever you prefer.
Actually, if you got it covered, let's just do it in the presentation.
Okay, let's do that.
And
then,
instead of
And if there's any questions after that, we can dive into more detail.
I will encourage Jeff to dive in if he doesn't have his questions. How about that? Perfect. Thank you.
Can you hear me? I'm Kira Straussman. I'm the Director of Development and Investment for Prosper Portland. I'm here with Allison Wicks, who's been the project coordinator for this project from the beginning. I've come a little later into the project, so when we're getting into details, Allison's going to cover them. So thank you. We're here to provide the briefing on the Affordable Commercial Space Bonus Program and the accompanying administrative rules, and we're grateful to the Commission for allowing us from the last time we were here to go back, put our thinking caps on, and address some of the concerns and questions that you had about how this program would be operated. So we took your feedback and we gained insight from our stakeholder team, which we'll describe to you, that are more professionally connected with some of the details that you had questions about. And of course, we are also investing time and energy into understanding where Portland and Prosper Portland in particular fits into supporting affordability for commercial users. So we've been at the forefront of, in the United States, I think, and looking at commercial affordability as something that government should get involved in. So we're working with it through not just this bonus program, but through a comprehensive suite of supportive measures to address affordability. It's complicated because commercial property is complicated, and the issues that you address in commercial affordability, though they may be similar to what you would see in housing affordability, are quite different to address. And so you'll see our struggle with that in these administrative rules. So today, we'll review our framework of this larger program so that you can see where the Space Bonus Program fits into our larger considerations, and go over the administrative rules that we've drafted for you. Just to back up a little bit and talk about where we've been. We started working on this project about a year ago, as Barry described. We were asked to look at the original Affordable Commercial Code language and decide if this was a tool we wanted to pursue and implement. To support that ourselves, we convened a stakeholder advisory committee, which reviewed program options and made recommendations to us. And we've continued to work with the stakeholder team. Even in the last month, we've met with them to talk about these draft administrative rules. The administrative rules are there to guide the commercial bonus program So we're going to show you an overview. As Barry mentioned, we're looking for an acknowledgement from PSC to move the administrative rules forward to be considered by City Council. So I want to thank all the members of our Stakeholder Advisory Committee and you guys, the members of the Planning and Sustainability Commission, for really holding our hands through this project. Our Stakeholder Advisory Committee, as you see on the slide, is made up of a variety of folks, both in development practice. We've got folks from historic park grows, some community-based organizations. Main Street Alliance has been a particularly important feature for us, as well as City of Portland staff, both Prosper Portland, Bureau of Planning and Sustainability, and BDS. So I wanted to take just a slide to review about how affordable commercial space bonus program fits into our larger framework. So on the slide you see three major pivot points for our affordable commercial framework. So if the idea is that gentrification is also affecting commercial users, not just people that are feeling like they're getting pressured out of their living situations, but people that have running businesses in neighborhoods that are increasing in value. So what are the ways that Prosper Portland can figure into supporting having businesses with integrity be able to stay as really cultural anchors in the communities that we're serving? So we've got three major features of the way that we're focusing on this. The easiest one is to work on access to space. So Prosper Portland works in development. We do have development projects, and we've had a series of developments that we've been able to create space that can be part of this program. So actually brand new space that can be accessed by folks that meet our criteria. And we'll go into that pilot program in Lenson, Alberta, and in 10th and Yamhill in a little bit more detail to tell you, kind of how that operates. But we basically sponsor the leases, or we own the space, and we make it available to our target clients. We are also working with other city partners and city bureaus. OMF is on that list pretty high, but we've also been working at 10th and Yamhill with Peabody, who owns that garage property, which is part of our pilot program for affordable commercial. So other bureau partners that may own space that may be able to be contributed into the space program. So we're going to be working more consistently with our bureau partners where they have opportunities to make those properties available in this program. We're also developing leasing agreements with private developers that put Prosper Portland's tenants in the foreground. So though we may not have, say, a master lease, we have permission to let property, and our tenants get first pick in some of the pilot places that we've been exploring this. And then we have in the access to space category, providing for affordable commercial space bonus. So that's the one that we're going to be talking about today. We found that addressing the needs of small businesses, particularly in the retail environment, with affordability concerns, is really requiring a lot of technical effort to support their business decision making, to make sure that they're able to run a successful business without eating up all their cash on space. So one of the major features of what we're working on in the affordable commercial space is working with our networks, the Inclusive Business Resource Network, which is technical support for small businesses that meet certain target requirements. Mercatus Portland, which is a network that we've been a part of that's been supporting particularly minority-owned businesses and people of color with a fleet of marketing and technical assistants that we've been working for a couple of years with the Mercatus folks. So this integrates nicely with what they're doing. And we've been focusing retail workshops and financial review with folks that are looking or contemplating finding their first retail space or expanding an existing business, to help support them, whether it's looking at properties that are part of our suite of properties or whether they're looking at properties that are unaffiliated with Prosper Portland. We're sort of, not prescriptive there. So if they feel like they're looking for retail opportunities and they want to navigate that complex world, we've got professional assistants both on staff and a part of our support team to help them make and mature those business decisions. And that's turning out to be, in the first workshops that we've been running, very well subscribed, maybe sellout crowds even. This is something there's a lot of appetite for. Spend 3 hours talking about commercial leases with us. In the evening, there's definitely a lot of demand for understanding how this operates. And we've been encouraged to continue to do this. And of course, Prosper Portland is financially supporting businesses and have done for decades, but we have specific programs that are addressing retail needs that fit into this suite. And we make loans to property developers to do tenant improvements, which is a major feature of the financial decision making that most people go into when they are looking for a retail space. And we're going to be talking a lot about the tenant improvement universe, if you will, when we talk about the affordable commercial space bonus. So as one component in a larger program, the Affordable Commercial Space Bonus Program really has 5 goals. We want to support businesses that are led by owners from communities of color and marginalized individuals that have not benefited from economic opportunities. So it's intended to be an anti-gentrification program or address gentrification concerns. To increase the square footage of affordable commercial spaces in business. So just having, again, more access to spaces. Reduce barriers of entry for new construction and commercial space for those facing the greatest disparities in wealth creation. To ease the challenge of commercial gentrification and business displacement in the city of Portland's commercial and mixed-use zone areas, which this targets specifically. And to advance the Prosper Portland goal of building an equitable economy for all. So a few key components, and then I'm going to turn it over to Allison and Barry with more details. The Affordable Commercial Space Bonus Program, as it's currently conceived, is not mandatory. It's only available in commercial mixed-use zones, only for projects with 20 or fewer residential units. So it runs alongside the IH voluntary programs, so they're companions, if you will. The qualified businesses include local business, women-owned, minority-owned, nonprofits that serve underserved communities and meet our financial standards. And we do quite a comprehensive financial review, which we'll share with you. So with that overview, I'm going to turn it back over to Barry and Allison to flesh it out.
So I'm going to speak to the zoning rules slide, as that's our role in this. And just this is a refresher of where we left off and what you all transmitted to City Council and how this is set up. So right now, as Kira said, the Affordable Commercial Space Bonus is an FAR bonus, and in some places a height bonus. It only available in commercial mixed-use zones. The way it's structured, the bonuses still prioritize inclusionary housing. And the way they do that is the inclusionary housing is mandatory after 20 units. And it also provides, through the IH, access to the full floor area when you're participating in a bonus program. The Affordable Commercial Space bonus is, I guess, a lesser bonus in some respects. It is only available for up to 50% of the maximum floor area available in those different commercial mixed-use zones. And I've listed what those are there so you can see that in CM1 it's about 0.5 FAR to 1, CM2 it's 0.75, the full bonus would be 1.5. CM3, it's 1-to-1, the full bonus would be 2-to-1. CE, it's 0.5, the full bonus would be 1-to-1. And in CX, in the areas that we have a small smattering of CX outside of the central city, it would be 1-to-1, with the full bonus being 2-to-1. So it's half, it's worth half. The way the rule is written is that on site, the affordable commercial space, you would get 2 square feet of floor area. You'd earn 2 square feet for every 1 square foot of qualifying affordable commercial space. So basically, if you did 1,000 square feet, you'd earn 2,000. So that's the way the program is set up right now in the zoning code. Again, if one took advantage of the on-site space, and that was not sufficient to provide all the FAR the development needed, one could tap into additional floor area through potentially in lieu fees in the IH program, or as you'll hear Prosper talk about, potentially proposed in lieu fees that could be done through the affordable commercial program as well. But really,